Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. First of all, you guys know the drill. If you guys could please smash that like button, I'd really appreciate it. If you guys could leave a comment down below, I don't care what it is. It super helps the channel out. It is Thursday morning, it's bright and early, we're back in the shop. I am absolutely exhausted. It's been a long week, not enough hours in the day. I've pulled about 3 late nights so far, and I did about 2 weeks worth of work in 1 week. So I am beat, but we are on the downhill end of the week, and I'm relieved, and today should be a pretty easygoing day. I should get out of here on time, and tomorrow should be a fairly easygoing day, and we'll go ahead and get set up for next week because I got some fun stuff set up for next week. In the shop we still have the 2015 Ford Mustang. This is the EcoBoost model. You can see I got the trunk lid off. Now the reason why I did that is because we had the holes to weld up from the original OEM wing. So when we took that off, there was about 6 or 7 holes that we had to weld up, and this is a really nice paint job, really nice car. It's in really good shape. It's just a little dusty and dirty right now, but I didn't want any burrs landing from welding or grinding or pits on the glass, so I didn't want any welding burrs on the glass or the paint. I didn't want a burr to come flying, sit on the quarter panel and burn through the clear, and there'd be like a little black spot burnt through the paint. So I really wanted to make sure that we didn't have that happen on this vehicle, as well as catch this thing on fire. Last thing we want to do is a burr going down inside and catching the interior on fire. So we don't want anything smoking, nothing burnt. But anyways, super nice car. I squeezed this one in this week, so we got it kind of stored under the lift here. Over here I have the trunk lid. Now I didn't really get started on this one until Tuesday afternoon, and then yesterday we welded up the holes, and I had Mikey come in and weld up those holes. But anyways, you can see here I got it in high build primer. I did this last night when I was inside the booth spraying. Now you can see I have some feather tape here on the edge. Now that just kind of helps. I could have hardlined it as primer, we're gonna sand it anyway, but the feather tape just kind of helps get a very soft blended edge, I guess you could say, versus a hard line, as you can see here, leaves a more rough serrated edge, which is okay because we're gonna sand that off, and as long as you're on a hard line already or a body line, it sands really easily. But you can see we got the whole trunk lid torn apart. We got the rear garnish panel off that had the rear camera. We got that removed. You can see I got some tape here just kind of protecting the underside from overspray. So you can see there we don't have any overspray, just a little bit of dust. And then we had a little bit of a ding here. Now you can still see these 4 holes. This one's notched a little bit bigger to have a wire for the 3rd brake light. It's got an LED brake light on the new spoiler. And we welded up a couple holes here, a couple holes here, 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 and here. So got it all welded up. We body worked it. We put about 3 coats of high build primer on here. So today we'll go ahead and block this out. We'll prep the whole trunk lid out. We'll probably mask off this area. There's no reason to paint it. It is all covered. So we'll put some feather tape here. And if you guys are wondering, the feather tape is done by this Hostar Easy Edger. You can get it from an easyedger.com. And basically what it does is an adjustable dispenser, and you got settings, and you can make the tape fold on an edge. And this tape is used for making soft edges, and it comes really in handy when you're trying to hide your paint blend on like a body line, or like when you're painting door jambs, or even masking off your door jambs doing an exterior spray. This feather tape, works really well on a soft edge. So I can actually apply this feather tape probably like down here when I go to paint the trunk, and it'll allow just enough blue and clear coat to blow in. That way when I unmask it, you don't even notice the transition from the clear coat from here to here. It'll look like one surface. So that's what we use the feather tape for. I don't use it a lot when I'm priming, but I did use it in this case. So this will only take about an hour to prep out and get it in the booth, get it blown off. We'll get it taped off a little bit, and we'll go ahead and paint it. So we'll do that this morning. We still got to get the Infinity out of the booth, so we'll get this prepped, get it blown off. We'll get the Infinity unmasked. We'll get that out here. We'll switch positions. We'll get this inside the trunk lid, right underneath the intake filters. It's the best spot to spray, and we'll go ahead and apply some epoxy primer, and then we'll go ahead and color it out. I got a really good color match for this, PPG Deltron 2000, of course. It was very important that we got a good color match for this trunk lid because it is a pretty nice color. It's also kind of an awkward color. It's like a Smurf blue. You don't see this color very often. Super nice color. But the thing is if your color is not matching and you paint the entire trunk lid, because we're not exactly doing a blend here, we got to do a butt match because we're painting out the entire trunk lid because we have no blend room. Our primer's all the way to the edge, meaning our new color is going to be all the way to this edge, which is going to be butted up against these quarter panels. Now, even though you think the color might be the same paint code, being aftermarket and also, you know, over 5, 6, 7 years old, this vehicle, from about 10-20 feet away, you might see the difference really easily if the color is darker or lighter, and it might look like clear as day. I'm sure you guys have seen cars out there that look like they have a different colored door on it, or a different colored bumper, or a different trunk lid. That's because a lot of times it was not blended. The other opposite panels were not blended. So these are the adjacent panels. Now you'll see that on an auto body estimate. A lot of times it'll you'll charge for blending the adjacent panels. Now these quarter panels will be adjacent panels, so you prep out this entire quarter panel just to paint the trunk lid, meaning you'd actually coat the top of these quarter panels with your new color. You'd probably hide your blend on top of this body line, so you'd keep your color above this body line and into this smaller area on the quarter, and then you'd go ahead and re-clear the trunk lid and both quarter panels at once just to refinish the trunk lid. Now I got a really good color match, 10 out of 10, so this trunk lid should look 100% right on the money. And it's also going to have a bat wing spoiler, which will kind of cast a shadow as well. But even without the spoiler, the color match is dead on, so super pumped. So let's hop inside the spray booth and show you guys what I got going on. I was here until almost 9 o'clock last night just to stay on track. Gotta do what you gotta do. But I promised the owner of this Infinity that this would be done by Friday, and I didn't get started until Tuesday afternoon, and it's Thursday morning. So from Tuesday afternoon, I did the disassembly, the body repair, and the priming, and then I got it prepped and painted last night. So, and then as well as the repair and the priming and the body work on the trunk lid of the Mustang as well, so that'll get painted this morning. So in about 48 hours, I did 2 body and paint repairs, plus buffed some scratches out on the entire side of an Audi and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's been a crazy week, pushing the limits for sure, but I will be definitely happy and relieved once all this is out of here by the end of the day tomorrow. But this Infinity came out really nice. Tuesday morning's vlog, I showed you guys that there was actually a big dent here. So we had a big dent here. This entire area was kind of crushed in. This trim panel was completely curved out. We got a new trim panel. Of course, I've body worked it, pulled the dents. Luckily, I put some nails here, and when I was pulling, this whole panel pretty much popped right out, almost right into place. I had to do a little bit of hammer work up here in the top because I had a big brow up top on this body line. And I had like another hidden dent down here that we'd never even noticed. But of course, I don't like painting over dents if I don't have to. And so we went ahead and fixed that dent. So we removed both the chrome garnish trims. We removed the QX60, the Infinity emblems. And we also had a scrape down here on the lower bumper. I think they like went over a rock at one point. So many times I usually like to take the bumper covers off, but this bumper wasn't necessarily hard to take off, but for just a little scrape, and if I can get away, sometimes I like to just leave the bumpers intact because then they're already supported, they're in place, and I was also able to blend if you see my color on the masking tape, you can see I hid my color. I actually sprayed this part of the bumper, but I kind of stopped as I went around this roll, because if I got too far around this roll and got my color right here butted up against the quarter panel, my new color might look different than the OEM color. So I blended the color, but I still re-cleared the entire panel. So like I said, not all the time do I leave bumper covers on the car, but every once in a while you'll see me do that. It saves a lot of time, and it's also supported on the vehicle. You don't have to put it on a stand and paint a bumper at a different angle. And I was also able to blend the bumper in a way that it's going to match the car. Now you can see I also colored out most the tailgate and the bumper, which just is easier as far as blending. So I went ahead and colored out this entire face, but I made sure to kind of stop as I was coming around this roll. You can see I get real light, almost nothing here, where it's going to butt up against that quarter panel. And the same thing here. You see a little bit of mist, but not enough to change the color. Same thing with around the roller here. I don't have any color up here towards the quarter panel. I got lots of color down there. You got color all the way to this edge in this roll. And you can completely see I have virtually no color at all on this side of the bumper. So temperature was kind of cool last night. My clear coat was a little bit thick feeling, so it's a little chunkier than I want. So we're gonna go ahead and cut and polish this thing down. We're gonna cut it with some 2000 grit, get a couple of the nibs out. We're gonna follow it up with 3000 grit, and then we'll machine buff it and foam pad polish, and we'll apply a ceramic coat of wax. We'll go ahead and install the rear camera, the rear trim pieces, the emblems. I already got those all taped up with 3M double back tape, so we'll reapply the Infinity emblem, the QX60 emblems, both rear trim pieces, and there's also a chrome protector, bumper protector that goes over the top here. So we went ahead and reapplied double back tape on that as well, because it was actually partially hanging off when he came in. So he should be pretty happy with this repair. It's a pretty nice rig. It costs a lot of money to replace a vehicle like this right now. This is a hybrid model, and having the rear hatch open and closed for some period of time, and then as well as going in and out of the shop, turning around in and out of the booth between priming and painting, I killed the battery. And hybrids are a little bit odd when you kill the battery. So there is a main battery that you can still jump just like a regular car. So it's a little bit odd, but my jump box was actually, the only time it was dead was last night. And it wasn't even enough to pop the rear hatch for masking, so I had to wait, and we actually ended up having to use a jumper cable and a spare battery to hook up to the car so I could pop the rear hatch because it is electric. So I had to do that last night. I actually had to push the car into the booth. I couldn't even start it to drive into the booth. So charged the jump pack up overnight, and so now we'll go ahead and be able to jump that this morning and get it out of the booth and let it run for a while. Let the alternator charge that battery back up. So anyways, busy week. Nothing crazy on the vlogs. So I appreciate all you guys watching. So we're gonna go ahead and jump over and get this prepping done on this Mustang trunk lid. We'll get that blown off, mask, ready to go in the booth. We'll get that unmasked. We'll switch positions. We'll get the Infinity out here. We'll get the trunk lid under the intake. We'll blow it off, wipe it down, and we'll start painting it out. And then we'll jump back over to the Infinity this afternoon, and we'll start doing the assembly, and we'll also do some detailing. And by the end of the day tomorrow, we have to have the Infinity delivered, trunk lid back in, panels installed on the trunk lid, and then the new spoiler will be installed, and then we'll go ahead and get this Mustang cleaned up and get it delivered as well. And hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, I'm completely free of customer jobs, and I got 2 special vehicles coming in. So stay tuned, guys. So I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate every single like. So if you're watching right now, please just click that like button. It takes 2 seconds. It doesn't cost anything. It's free, and I appreciate it. Making these videos is a lot of work and also costs a lot of money in camera equipment. So I hope you guys are learning a few things. I got a lot of things planned for the channel. We're gonna start getting more hands-on in the videos instead of just daily updates. We're actually gonna be doing updates throughout the day of the entire process. So you guys won't see just oh, here's a vehicle with a big dent on it, and then all of a sudden the next day it's fixed and primed. You guys are actually going to start seeing more of that process happen in these videos. So stay tuned, get excited, like this video, leave a comment down below if you can. I'd really appreciate it. Lets me know who's watching. Anyways, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Rah.
Ooh, like LeBron, though, or like Lonzo. Ooh, I'm a baller, yeah, shot caller, yeah. They love me, you can't touch me, nah, can't trust me. I'm too lucky. Look at me, look at you, what you see, what you do.